As the lights dim down on Broadway, deep in the heart of Music City, USA, the lights will rise at Nissan Stadium as Monster Jam once again comes to play. A capacity crowd has filled the stadium to celebrate the one-year anniversary of Diesel Dave, Heavy D, and the Dozer Monster Jam truck. But 13 other superstars have brought their Steel Titans to dance in Smashville. Welcome to Music City. This is Nashville, and this is Monster Jam. Welcome to Monster Jam. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Gravedigger's Morgan Kane and our pit reporter Leslie Mears. And tonight, incredible action from Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. It is the one-year anniversary of the debut of Dozer, Heavy D behind the wheel. 13 other incredible athletes trying to spoil the party, including Gravedigger's Adam Anderson.
I was talking to some of the drivers before the pit party. They're all excited. This is one of the biggest shows that we do in the summer. Everybody's ready to throw down here in Nashville.
For more on tonight's event, let's send it down to our pit reporter Leslie Mears.
Music City welcomes Monster Jam back to Nissan Stadium, but some showers early in the day have made the track a little bit unpredictable. Now, the dirt crew came out here and gave them a solid surface for racing, but it's just not consistent through and through. So what the drivers are telling me for freestyle is that there's spots in the track that are maybe a little tacky, some that are slick, and some that are soft, and this is going to impact them when they go to save the truck during freestyle. So they said it's really a 50-50 chance when they land and they get upset if they're going to be able to ride it on all 4 BKT tires and continue.
Thank you, Leslie. Of course, it's June. The weather unpredictable in Nashville. It rained for hours and hours last night, and that's going to affect the track here, as she mentioned, but you have to have different strategies, Morgan, when you're talking about racing and freestyle in a muddy track.
I think with freestyle, it's a big advantage because you're able to have a lot of forgiveness. You know, when you jump really big and you have a weird bounce, it gives you a little bit of forgiveness. And look at that little one-wheel wheelie. I like that. That was nice. Stephen Thompson is really doing a good job at being able to keep up his momentum and putting some wow factors into his freestyles.
Yeah, he's consistently, each week when we see him on this program, he has these wow moments in his freestyle run. He might not be able to put together a full 2 minutes of incredible moves, but he's able to get 1 or 2 of those wow moments in there. And there's another one right there, a great jump. He made that nice turn and squared himself up to that ramp. So some good air for Stephen Thompson and Earthshaker.
Well, going a little bit deep, he's going to have to back up a bit. But when you talk about the forgiveness and everything of a muddy track, you're able to be able to land sideways like that. It's not as hard on a truck as it would be if it was real tacky. But drifting around the corners, you're able to keep the momentum up, making a lot of noise, which is definitely what the fans want to hear.
For Stephen Thompson, his best freestyle score this season, 8.909. Going to try to get up in the 9s here with this run. He's had those wow moments. No backflip yet in this run, but he is tearing apart this muddy track here in Nissan Stadium, and he is going off the side of these ramps. He's not squaring all of them, but he's able to get some of that air, and that's when you want something to happen, when you cross-head the ramp and jump off that side.
One of the favorite of mine style is that I like to watch guys hit the ramp, and in midair they're already turning the steering wheel, already hitting the rear steer. I think that's so cool because it hits the truck every now and again, and it kind of puts you on edge, but there's the backflip. That's what the fans want to see. The judges on judgeszone.com are going up right now.
And there is that backflip, so that's what we were waiting for. Was he going to put one in there? And another nice jump. That's the wow moment we talk about on the show. What are you going to do after the backflip? Well, how about you hit that ramp and you pull right back into your parking spot? What a statement from Stephen Thompson and Earthshaker.
I love that, man. What a way to end your freestyle. I mean, that was some massive air, and definitely enough to be able to put him in first and a good solid score.
And he just eased right back into that parking spot. I love it. Just a silent killer out there in freestyle.
We've been trying every weekend to step our game up since the beginning of the year. You know what, it's the last show of the year for a little while, so we tried to come out here and just put it all on the line here in Nashville. You know what, I got a great team back at home. I got a bunch of good parts on this truck. I couldn't be happier. You know what, it's all for these Monster Jam fans, and we had to come out here and just absolutely burn it down and try for that W.
Well, he did a great job trying for that W, so a nice run for Steven Thompson and Earthshaker. That is going to set the tone for the rest of the night. And here is Brian Wright in hooked, and we've seen some big things out of him already in 2019.
2019, man, it's been great for these guys. Monster Trucks Unlimited. Brian has been kicking butt all year, man. He was on our tour, and he has been racing win, close to a freestyle win every now and again, but just being able to really set the bar. Brian does such a good job at filling the clock. He's big air, make sure that it's really loud. That's what's cool about Hooked and Brian Wright, is that he knows the momentum has to be there, and he uses that momentum to be able to get the fans on their feet.
One of the best nights of his 2019 season took place in Detroit at Ford Field. He won the racing title there, and he had to go through 3 former World Finals racing champions to do it. One's named Cretan, one's named Anderson, and one's named Morgan Kane.
Yeah, that was a tough night for us, but Brian was on a rail. He was doing everything that he needed to do, and I hope to see him come out with his freestyle win here.
He's gotten in the 9s before. His best score this season, 9.072. You talked about that Monster Trucks Unlimited and Steven Sims, the owner of that company, who also drives Stone Crusher. He and Brian Wright very, very close, and he allows Brian a lot of freedom when it comes to driving Hooked, and Brian has done very well by Steve Sims.
Absolutely. A personal touch on my end is that this is where I started my career. I started my career with Monster Trucks Unlimited. Steve Sims is the one who gave me a shot, and he gave Brian Wright a shot too. And look at these drivers, Steve and Brian, they're out here kicking butt, doing a lot of fun, just having all sorts of fun all over the United States.
Brian very consistent in this run, hitting the jumps he needs to hit, getting that big air, trying to get something spectacular out of it. He turns around and starts again. There's a nice jump off that ramp. He's got another one in front of him, gets even more as he sends it on that throttle, little slap wheelie at the end there, and Brian Wright looks like he has got to come to a complete stop, but a solid run for Hooked. Acknowledging this Nashville crowd who are on their feet for Brian Wright. And here's a look at some of those jumps. He gets a sky wheelie, then gets the nose back down, and then clears that bus across the pad. So second place for him, 6.278. Of course, only the 2 trucks have gone. Many more still to come as we kickstart this incredible freestyle night here in Nissan Stadium. Up next, the fastest drivers in the world, the fastest trucks. It's America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses Racing Recap.
This portion of Monster Jam is brought to you by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses. It's not just a better deal, it's America's best.
Welcome back to Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee. Monster Jam in the house, and a beautiful day. It started out a little rainy. The track got muddy, but it's starting to lighten up just a little bit, and a beautiful night for racing. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, one of the more popular drivers in Monster Jam and one of the fastest, and we're about to show you why. Earlier tonight, America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses Racing took place, and Adam Anderson starting out in that right lane. He loves the right side of the track, and he's got Steve Sims and Stone Crusher took that turn nice and tight and so smooth. Across the finish line, he moved into round number 2.
All this heat that's been coming out throughout the day, I mean, it's not enough to completely dry out the track. It's real greasy, but Adam's really good at racing in these style of track because he's real consistent, he's nice and smooth. He's going to be making sure he's keeping it as tight as he can to these corners. And honestly, man, Adam's tough to beat, and he's been tough to beat all season.
And going into this round, 3-0 this year against Heavy D and Bro Dozer, and there's a solid look at the drift turn. Just see Bro Dozer take it a little wide and gets wonky across that finish line. Adam Anderson took advantage of it, and an 18.327, he moved on to our semifinal round. Now lining up against Scott Buto, El Toro Loco Ice. He has had his number all year long, 15-1 against the El Toro Loco Ice driver. You know that is daunting, but every race is a brand new one. But this is why Adam Anderson in that right lane in Gravedigger is so good. And another win, now 16-1 and getting faster. He moved on to our final round of America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses Racing.
During that race with Scott, he looked like he went a little bit deeper into the final corner, locked on the brakes, kind of put him a little bit wider, but he was able to gather it up for his fastest time of the night. But he's got to be on his game here versus Brian Wright.
Brian Wright and Hooked and Adam Anderson and Gravedigger lining up for the first time against each other this year. And Brian Wright was a little slow coming around that final turn. Adam Anderson taking advantage of it, and he moves on to the victory lane
with another 18.050 time. So Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Morgan, every single time we have racing with Adam Anderson on this program, it seems like he just beats everybody.
He is just so good, man. He's got so much momentum all the time. I mean, he knows exactly when to hit the throttle, exactly when to brake, and he's able to put it in the winner's circle time after time again.
44-8 coming into today, 48-8 moving on to next week. So Adam Anderson and Gravedigger getting that first 14 points on the board in America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses Racing, and he loves the right lane. We saw it in Kansas City. We see it a lot. When you keep getting the fastest times, you get your lane, and you get to continue to pick your lane choice, and that helped him. Let's hear from Adam Anderson and Gravedigger.
Adam, you got faster and faster by the rounds tonight, and then all of a sudden you went from that right lane to the left lane. What was the move? What kind of strategy were you trying to employ in that final round?
Honestly, man, I knew the left lane was getting better throughout the night, and I kept getting shot over there in the right lane, so I was being as fast as I could be over there. But my buddy Brian Wright, he was ran in that left lane all night long. So win or lose, I wanted to go over there and throw him off his game. I came out on top this time, but it wasn't an easy battle.
So we've seen other weeks, other events where Adam Anderson picks that right lane over and over again. Tonight he kept getting pushed over there, and it worked out beautifully, getting that racing win. And now we move back into freestyle. Mark Hall in Raminator celebrating 31 years in this business.
That's a long time to be in Monster Jam, and for Mark, he's done such a great job of being able to be that role model for Hemi and everybody at Dodge to be able to really put this truck on national stage. I mean, because this is a truck that someone could just drive to the show. I mean, they could show up, tailgate a little bit in their Dodge Ram, and Mark is putting this traditional old school pickup on the map.
I like the way that it looks. I like the way that it runs. It has that big, powerful, strong engine you were talking about, and he is able to run over everything in his path. So Mark Hall in Raminator now knows what he has to do to make something happen here and knows the score he needs to beat. We've seen some great trucks run already, but the door is wide open for somebody to make a run at this and get the freestyle win. And what amazing feeling that would be to get those 14 points. And we've seen this from Mark Hall before. He likes to pick his spots and get those donuts in, and if all else fails, I always say it, just do the donut. It works, the fans love it, and it gets you some more points.
You're exactly right, Scott, because most of the time as a driver, you're trying to do the wow factor all the time, and it's jump after jump after jump, and you almost lose track of time, and you forget to do like the little things that fans like, slap wheelies, donuts, just the simple little things that the little kids are here to see. That's what they want to see. Even though backflips are cool, donuts and slap wheelies are still cool in my book.
And I think it's important with Mark Hall, he has to know where to pick those spots at, because you have to look for certain spots of the track to be able to get those progressions and get the donut going good. So it's a very small move compared to a lot of things we see in freestyle, but it can be effective, and it's something the fans still like, but there's something they're going to like. There's some nice air, so Mark Hall getting that Raminator up.
Well, Mark has definitely got all the power behind his foot, because this Hemi produces a lot of power, a lot of torque, and he's able to whip it into those donuts like we talk about, so easy and so fast, and especially with the track being so greasy. I mean, it's really forgiving, and he can get it going.
And here he goes again out of Champaign, Illinois. Mark Hall in Raminator, more donuts, this one even longer than the first one, and the crowd loves it. So why stop doing it? It gets you some of that score. It gets them to judgeszone.com, and they're going to remember Mark Hall in Raminator enjoying the night out there on that freestyle track.
And when we talk about judgeszone.com, the unique thing that a lot of the viewers at home might not know is that at the shows, at Monster Jam Live, you can get on your smartphones, and that's how you choose these freestyle scores. So when these scores pop up on the screen, that's where it's coming from.
Here comes El Toro Loco Ice, Scott Buteau, the famous driver, the legendary driver in Monster Jam, known for his freestyle runs, known for his backflips, and known for his prowess on the track. Now behind the wheels of this cool-looking El Toro Loco Ice, no pun intended there. We have the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge in Las Vegas, Nevada, October 11th and 12th, and he is the team captain of Team Ice. So some of you fans were able to vote online at monsterjam.com, fill in some of the spots. Also, some of the team captains were able to get some drivers in as well, but he will be able to pick his team at the Monster Jam Live Draft Special. We'll have more details on that on social media at monsterjam.com. Right now, Morgan, let's talk about his freestyle run in El Toro Loco Ice. Every jump with precision and every jump with huge air.
Scott is definitely going big, and that's what he's known for. He's always had a good shock package, and the crew is behind him 100% to be able to make sure that he can do these crazy moves. but it looks to me that he's got a bent beadlock ring on the left rear. And that could be a major break because the tech officials are always looking for something that's broke because safety is our #1 concern. But with a flat tire, in my books, I feel like you can keep going. So I hope that they let him keep riding out because he's got a great momentum going, a great freestyle.
And there's some nice air for Scott Buetow. He started off a little slow on Stadium Championship Series 2, but he came on strong at the end. 3 freestyle wins with a high score of 9.460. And he put on a nice jump there, gets a little save action as well. And El Toro Loco Ice looking good, even with that flat tire looming. And he is lining up for his specialty, backing it now up, and he is going to line up square to the backflip ramp. Here comes Scott Buetow and El Toro Loco Ice, and a great camera view, and he is going to nail it and gets it right back. A solid landing for El Toro Loco Ice.
That was a nice job because honestly I thought the truck was going to twist a little bit because with the tires being off different pressures, sometimes that will spin the truck and it causes you to flip over. But Scott was perfect on that one, made it all the way around. The fans are excited.
I mentioned the door being wide open for somebody to take the reins of freestyle tonight, and I think Scott Buetow has done just that. We're going to find out if the fans agreed here in Nashville and stand up on that truck, sir. You have earned it. What a run for El Toro Loco Ice, the Superman and everything. And there's the 9.064, your new leader, Scott Buetow, El Toro Loco Ice. Morgan, we talked about the backflips and how good he is at those, but let's hear from the man himself. It's time for the science of Monster Jam.
This is the science of Monster Jam, fueled by Monster Energy.
Those are new type of backflip ramps. They're not containers that we do conventional. They're actually retainers they use for in-ground. So my approach was totally different this time because they have no give to them. In the World Finals, you notice some of the drivers were hitting those retainers and bouncing so far back and over-rotating. So my mind tonight was go as slow as I possibly can to it and power through it and watch it more to know if I need to do gas or brake. And it was in the air I was able to see it and know that I did not need throttle. I know it's a long explanation, but it's a totally different type of backflip ramp. My way of doing things had to change as well.
It's been 1 year since Dozer made its debut in Monster Jam. Coming up next, we take a look at the 2019 Dozer Year in Review. We are back in Nashville, Tennessee, and what a year it has been for Team Dozer, Heavy D, Diesel Dave, Colt Stevens. Let's take a look at Dozer's 2019.
Who's ready for America's best contacts and eyeglasses look-in?
Man, the Dozer this year has been awesome.
I thought people were going to like it, but they love it so much more than I could have possibly imagined. The fans scream Dozer, you can hear it while you're in the truck. It gets you psyched.
You know, the methanol truck, as soon as you snap the throttle, the truck does exactly what you're telling it to do. Whereas this truck, you got the turbo lag. We're in a truck that doesn't necessarily like to keep momentum unless you keep it hammered all the time. Once you do find that sweet spot, the truck does things that no other truck can. Once the truck's lit, it just wants to go.
They love the sound of the turbo spooling up and the whistle that it makes when it leaves the line. This truck is so different in so many ways that it actually draws the attention of a lot of fans that we have never seen before just because it is diesel.
I mean, a year ago when we debuted the Dozer here in Nashville, our goal was just to get out there and perform. I mean, it's been a year, but the last few months we've seen tons of progress with this truck. We've been tweaking and changing, making small improvements with the turbo, with the cooling system. This truck is now highly competitive. It's no longer a novelty. This is not a truck that just goes out there to, whistle instead of, sound like a supercharged truck, blowing a little bit of smoke. That's not the point. The point is to go beat all the other trucks because now we're competitive.
We've changed many things on our package. We've changed turbo setup, air cooling system itself. We have a lot less real estate than your average pickup truck. So fitting more cooling capacity in the system has been key.
We upgraded the intercooler. We added another fan to it, so to keep the engine cool. We need to keep it cool as fast. That's where we go with. And we have that there so we can continue to perform at top rate with these methanol trucks.
Coming into this world, we're the new guys, right? You got the guys that are diggers, the Max D, the trucks we've been around for years, and then we show up the new guys. I don't think we deserve the amount of love that we've gotten so far, but we are very appreciative because people just go nuts over it. So it's thanks to them that we're driving.
What a year it's been for the entire Bro Dozer team. The 2019 Monster Jam Rookie of the Year was Heavy D. Then you got the Discovery Channel show, the Diesel Brothers, so successful for everybody over at Discovery. Then you talk about Stadium Championship Series 2. Three freestyle wins there, an overall win in Tampa, won the overall event championship last week in Kansas City, and then you look at Memorial Day weekend with that monster jump when he jumped over the moving airplane. What an amazing 2019 it's been for Bro Dozer, Heavy D, Diesel Dave, and Colt Stevens.
It's been so cool to be able to see this truck progress, just like they talked about, all these new innovations that they're doing. I was able to compete with them at the World Finals, and it was so cool to be able to just sit back and look at that truck and see all the progress that they've made and how competitive it is. Like Heavy D's talking about how they're competing with the best of the best right now, and they're competitive. They want to make sure that they're in the winner's circle just like we are, and as a driver, I think that he's right on par to be able to be one of the best in the sport.
I was here last year when they debuted it. We didn't know what the expectations were for Bro Dozer. We knew they were going to be competitive because they are the Diesel Brothers, but I think he's exceeded everyone's expectations with the power of Bro Dozer. Of course, tonight not going to be their night on the 1-year anniversary, not getting it done for Heavy D. 5th place with that 5.798.
With the run cut short, I know that's not everything that Heavy D wanted to do, but the fans here are still happy. They've seen Bro Dozer in action. They know exactly what it can do, the big air, the crazy tricks. I mean, they've seen it, they've heard it, it's exciting.
Moving on from Bro Dozer to John Gordon in Bad Company, and that's how you want to start your freestyle run. Off that first ramp, clearing the track all the way to the other side. In those containers, just misses him. Now back sees the first ramp that he can find, and it hits it nice. Gonna cross-thread that up through over the bus. So this is a nice run for John Gordon. He just hit everything in front of him, turned around, and did it again.
John's one of my good friends, and it's been so exciting to be able to see him progress over the season. Last week in Kansas City, this guy had the best freestyle run of his career. It was amazing, throwing out saves, backflips, huge air, really setting the bar for everybody. I know he's ready to come out this week swinging.
It was the highest score for John Gordon, 9.210 in Kansas City, but it was not enough for him to win. He actually finished in 3rd place behind Bro Dozer and Gravedigger, so trying to capitalize on the success he had last week. There's a slap wheelie getting it across the track for Bad Company. I love the color scheme. I love everything about this truck, and I love the way that John Gordon, as you said, has progressed throughout the year, and now is just one guy that you don't want to mess with when it comes to freestyle.
Well, the good thing about this team in general, like John's a great driver, Matt's working on the truck, he's in the back making sure everything's squared away, and then the owner, Dustin Rogers, he wants John to absolutely slay this truck every weekend, tear it to pieces, because he knows that's what Monster Jam's about, and everybody's here to see Bad Company right now, because this guy's carrying momentum, loving it. Here comes some carnage with some wheels. I love this.
You lose that right rear tire, and John Gordon not stopping yet. That tire is almost completely sideways, and he is still going to run as long as he can. Tried for the jump, but had to slow down. Still a nice run for him, put together some jumps, and he's going to leave that tire right where it's at on the side of Bad Company. The fans loving that run from John Gordon. We'll see what the score is. 7.840, so not quite the score he had a week ago, but still good enough for 3rd place currently in Monster Jam Freestyle. We're going to take a look at some of these jumps here with John Gordon getting off the ground and running over everything. There's that tire, but so far on your BKT Freestyle Top 5 leaderboard, it is Scott Buteau, the Freestyle King, with a 9.064. Stephen Thompson had an excellent run. He is down there in 2nd, and your top 5 going all the way down to Brian Wright in hooks. We are not done yet. Much more still to come, including the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge recap from Nashville.
This portion of Monster Jam is brought to you by Great Clips. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
This portion of Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master Toys. Real trucks, real action, Monster Jam. Welcome back to Nissan Stadium in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Scott Jordan, Morgan Kane, and Leslie Mears calling the action. And we've seen a dynamite event so far. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger winning racing. We've seen some great freestyle runs, but earlier tonight, it was the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. And here's a look at Scott Buteau and El Toro Loco Ice try to get the sky wheelie, didn't get a whole lot of air, but there's a nice one there. He lands it on the 2 tires and tries to get that slap wheelie. He finished in 5th. Then we move on to Mark Hall, and you've seen Mark Hall do this for many, many years, Morgan.
Definitely. The two-wheel skills challenge is something that's unique to Monster Jam for the past couple of years. It's all about finesse. You know, Monster Jam's all been about, let's go out here and wreck the Monster Jam trucks as much as we can, all the carnage. But this is a finesse thing. You got to make sure that you can find that sweet spot to balance these trucks either on the front tires, the back tires, the side. If you can get that cool looking bicycle to moonwalk or whatever, something unique that the fans can go on judgeszone.com and make sure that they're giving you a good score.
And here's your racing winner trying to double down in the Great Clips two-wheel skills challenge. And look at that slap wheelie as he got it all the way across to the container backflip ramp. And he would go again for his second hit, the bicycle. Adam Anderson so good at the bicycle but could not land it. And that would take us to our winner in this competition. Coming into this weekend, Heavy D and Bro Dozer had never won a Great Clips two-wheel skills challenge. And there he is, this second hit, the 9.055, the bicycle. And this is what won him this competition. He got that save, got it back on another bicycle. And your winner, Great Clips two-wheel skills challenge, Heavy D and Bro Dozer.
I'm all about people winning and everything, but that was a little weak on my part. I think there was a lot of other people that did a good two-wheel skills challenge on that one, so we're going to move on to freestyle from that one.
It is the 1-year anniversary of Bro Dozer, so maybe the fans were just trying to celebrate a little bit on the track with the Heavy D, but some controversy there from our fans. Let's hear from Heavy D, our winner.
And still pull off that amazing bicycle.
You know, I love the bicycle. That's my specialty. That's something that I do like in razors, trucks. I've done it in a Toyota Tacoma for like 4 miles once. I did it on TV. So that's my move. But when it's slick, you don't know what's going to happen. So I actually intentionally try to get the truck really upset, try to get it break over, because that gives you the opportunity to save it. And everybody loves a good save, especially Nashville, Tennessee.
Back to freestyle we go. This is our first look at Tanner Root in Red Baron. Fans that were here at World Finals would know that he won the Community Outreach Award in 2019. So Tanner Root, not only good on the track, but also incredible when it comes to community service. His work this year with animal shelters and children's hospitals won him that award. So a dynamite year for Tanner Root on and off the track.
I know that's a great award that he takes personally, wants to win that type of stuff, but I feel like he wants to win this Monster Jam show as well. He's going to try and get out here, show these fans exactly what Red Baron's all about.
Tanner Root in his second full season behind the wheel of a Monster Jam truck. He was a crew chief, like a lot of our drivers were. He crew chief for Jestard and then went on to drive Iron Outlaw for 2 Extreme Racing, and that's where he sits right now with Jimmy Cretan's team behind the wheel of Iron Outlaw. There's a nice wheelie for him as he gets it back on the 4 tires. So looking pretty good here in the beginning for Red Baron. I love to see some of these drivers in the stadiums for the first time to see how they go from that triple threat track inside the arenas to this gigantic stadium track of Nissan Stadium.
Well, you talked about the mechanic side of things. I think that's such a big advantage as far as the driver, knowing a little bit about the truck and how it's going to react. I think that Tanner has that background as a mechanic, and he's able to know if something's broken and what to do to make sure that he still puts on a great show.
And he received donuts before from some of our drivers trying to make something happen. We talked about the soft spots in the track, and there's some air for Tanner Root in Red Baron. So you got to wonder what he was going to do to follow the softer donuts, and he got the air, tried to save it, and could not quite make it happen. So not a fully impressive debut for Tanner Root, but he still did some nice things on the track that puts him in 4th overall.
Well, it's tough for him. He's coming into a big stadium. He's been in arenas. He wants to make sure that, he's put the Red Baron name out, doing a great show for the fans. It kind of goes either way, It looked like the front right might have been broke, so it is what it is, but great run for him.
And he's a great kid, very, very talented, so a lot of future expectations for Tanner Root in Red Baron. Now we move on to Zombie Fire, and this truck will be a part of the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge on Team Fire, but tonight it is Brandon Budd behind the wheel of Zombie Fire and leading Zombie Nation in Nashville.
A lot of spectators at home, you might not know that Zombie debuted in 2013, and it was a truck that was chosen by the fans. This was a fan-voted truck to make sure that we were able to show that zombies are able to come out here in Monster Jam and still put on a great show. It's such a cool effect to see the zombie arms all over the stadium and all the fingers flying off. I think it's great. The kids love it, and sometimes some of the kids are a little bit scared during the pit party, but you can get up and close and talk to Brandon and see what zombies all about.
And Brandon coming off sideways on that ramp over the bus. One of my favorite parts of the track is watching these Monster Jam trucks elevate over that gigantic bus on the freestyle track. Brandon Budd might not be recognizable to fans of Monster Jam, new to the Monster Jam circuit, but he's been driving competitively since 2008. He comes out of Culpeper, Virginia, a big family man. His sons are here tonight, Colton, Preston, and Waylon, all watching their dad drive Zombie Fire in Nashville.
Brandon's got some great momentum going on right now. I love how he's able to carry all of his speed from one jump to the other, especially on this slick track. He's doing a great job. Zombie's flying tonight.
And one of my favorite parts of the track is that bus ramp, so he's getting over it again. And he's got a lot of pressure on him right now because he is behind the wheel of Zombie Fire, one of the more popular trucks in Monster Jam, synonymous right now with Bari Musauer, who competed in Triple Threat as well as at World Finals, made it to the racing finals. And right now, Brandon Budd finds himself in an unenviable position where you got to be behind the wheel of a very popular truck that's associated with somebody as popular as Bari Musauer.
Brandon's out here getting some serious air. I think he's seeing some zombie arms in the crowd. Got a couple of kids over here in 103 standing up.
I like what I saw out of Brandon Budd on that run, a 7.088. He filled the entire 2-minute clock, and he currently sits in 4th place. So a nice Nashville debut for Zombie Fire driver Brandon Budd. And just like Tanner Root, looking for big things from Zombie Fire moving on into 2020. Now we got our BKT Freestyle Top 5. It is Scott Buteau in El Toro Loco Ice that is leading the way right now, that 9.064, standing through most of this field. Still some trucks left to come. Earthshaker in there, Bad Company, Zombie Fire. We talk about the family atmosphere here in Monster Jam. Well, Bryce Kenny and his family are here, and he is ready to compete. Great Clips Mohawk Warrior next. Welcome back to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. An incredible Monster Jam event underway, but Great Clips is here with the Mohawk Warrior, and Great Clips has been a tremendous partner with Monster Jam for many, many years. There is Bryce Kenny, the leader of Mohawk Nation, and he has been out in the communities delivering school supplies. He visited with some incredible students at Palmetto Elementary School, so let's take a look at Bryce Kenny and the new members of Mohawk Nation.
Hey guys, Bryce Kenny here, driver of the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior Monster Jam truck. We're here at Palmetto Elementary School. I cannot wait to meet these students. We're going to give them some school supplies donated by Great Clips just to get their school year started off right and going in the right direction. Make sure they have what they need.
Fans, if you want to join the movement, it's very easy. All you have to do is go on your phone, download the Great Clips online check-in app, and when you do, Great Clips will donate $8 worth of school supplies to schools in need. Be a part of Mohawk Nation. Speaking of Mohawk Nation, Bryce Kenny out of the track with a nice jump there. 2 freestyle wins on the year for him, looking for number 3 here in Nashville, Tennessee.
He loves it here in Nashville. Bryce has been talking about this show for months now. He's leading up to this. He wants to make sure that the fans here are happy and everybody's standing on their feet. Bryce is able to carry a lot of momentum in these freestyles, and sometimes it's a little too much. So hopefully he can go a little bit conservative, at least until the last half of his run, and then just go wild.
Now, he's his own worst enemy. He thinks about a lot of stuff, but I know with freestyle, he maybe gets 1 or 2 jumps in his head and then lets the truck do the rest of the work. So a lot of times he will tell you when he's had a bad run because he knows it right away. But I love having you and him both on the show. I love listening to you commentate and call his races and his freestyle runs, and I love listening to him call yours. So what are you seeing from Bryce right now?
Well, in between the shows, like in between the week, me and him talk a lot. You know, we talk about what we could do better, what we could work on, and all this stuff. So we analyze it a lot more than a lot of people do, rather than just getting in the truck and doing it. Bryce has a lot of pride in what he does and a lot of pride in who he represents. And as a spokesperson for Monster Jam, Bryce is going to do everything he can to put the best show possible on.
And one of the coolest parts of the pit party is going to get your crazy hair with Great Clips and joining Mohawk Nation. They try to get me to do it every time I'm out there. I cannot. But he is backing up now for the 8-pack backflip ramp. And here comes Bryce Kenny, accelerating, sending it to the line. And he gets up, trying to get over, cuts it a little short on top of the Mohawk, attempting to save, and he cannot make it happen. So he won the award for Stadium Save of the Year, but Morgan not going to save himself from this.
That backflip is it's tough to do because you have to get the pop off of the ramp. The ramp has to be absolutely perfect to make sure that you get all the way around. Didn't look like there was enough momentum there, and it didn't look like enough pop. But hey, I give it to Bryce. He tried it. It's a wow factor. The fans are happy.
Moving on to Candace Jolly, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. She is able to put it together and starts off with a nice bicycle. Here's somebody, if you want to talk about popular drivers in Monster Jam, they don't get a lot more popular than Candace Jolly, especially from our female fans.
Candace has built this Monster Mutt Dalmatian fan base from the bottom up. I mean, she started from debut in the truck and then went from World Final. She has a dance party, and my daughter, being 18 months old, my wife is so excited to get Everly into it, and I've already talked to Candace about it. We've got to get the tutus and all of the Dalmatian stuff, and if you're a fan and you've never been to her World Finals party, you need to go to the World Finals in Orlando 2020 and be a part of that. Wear all your Monster Mutt Dalmatian gear and come out and support her.
She has one freestyle win on the year, with the 8.785 being her best score. She competed this year on Stadium Championship Series 2 with some heavy hitters that are here tonight. That series eventually won by Gravedigger's Adam Anderson, but Candace Jolly, tough as nails on and off the track, and when she beats you, she'll let you know that she beat you at the end of the night.
But you're saying tough as nails, and it's tough to race her, you know, because if you're off your game at all, like if you slip up, it could be the fastest pass, but you pedal a little bit, she's gonna beat you. She is so fast in racing. That's what her background's about. Racing in go-karts at a national level, then moving into monster trucks, she has not skipped a beat.
And very down to earth. I love my conversations with Candace. I always find myself laughing no matter what we're talking about, but she means business on the track tonight. Did not like the way she lined up there, so backs it up, trying to come back across the track off the ramp in the middle of the track. And now she's got Great Clips Mohawk Warrior in her sights, rounding the turn. Gonna hit that ramp, not a whole lot of speed, but goes sideways into a save. She's gonna try to nail it, and she lands it perfectly. What a move. It looked like nothing. She turned it into something, and that could be the save of the night.
Anytime you get a chance to peel the body off of the truck, the fans love it. They are standing on their feet right now for Candace, and they want her to rip this truck to threads.
And the fans getting a great look at what the inside of that cab looks like with Candace Jolly. Her run is over, and she is out of the truck. That save, incredible move. And we'll see how the fans scored at judgeszone.com. But what a moment for Candace Jolly. Here's a look at some of the sideways jumps she had. It looked like she was going to get into that bicycle, didn't land it. Get some nice air on the middle of the ramp in that track. And here is that incredible save. Just taking something, turning it into everything she needed. And that is going to get her into that second place score. But there is the backflip from Scott Buteau and El Toro Loco Ice, your BKT Freestyle Top 5. He is your current leader with Monster Mutt Dalmatian on his tail. We got more freestyle on the way, but first it's the original Superglue Corporation Pit Report.
Here with Dustin Davis, crew chief for Max D. So Dustin, when he came out back, what did you find broken on the truck that you guys repaired really quickly back here?
Well, he didn't have brakes. The brakes were pulsing really bad. What ended up happening was, from where he got hung up on the dumpster, he tried to get himself off of it and ended up bending the rotor, as you can see there.
How much of a fix is this for you guys, and how long did it take you guys to get it back together?
Honestly, it's a super easy fix, just a few bolts. We got to pull it off there, got to put it back together, nothing to it.
The crew working hard trying to get Max D ready for freestyle. There is the Guinness World Record holder, Colton Eichelberger. He is on the clock. More freestyle still to come. This portion of Monster Jam is brought to you by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses. It's not just a better deal, it's America's best. You're watching Monster Jam in Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Scott Jordan, Morgan Kane, Leslie Mears calling the action for you. And what an amazing night it has been. Behind the scenes in the backstage area, it has been Colton Eichelberger and Max D with some issues. They're able to get them together and get them out for freestyle. And here comes the most decorated truck in World Finals history.
With these being the last two trucks, these guys know, Colton and Adam, they know that they're going to come out swinging and make sure that these fans leave happy. Colton is no stranger to big air. He's been in stadiums, he's been in arenas more on the Triple Threat Series, which honestly, from my take, I think it's going to give a driver a little bit more control because you know exactly where the truck's at all times because you're within a matter of inches all the time in an arena. So Colton's able to set it loose here in the stadiums.
And he is just getting these sideways jumps, almost whipping it in air. We see that a lot in other sports, but you hardly ever see a Monster Jam truck whipping in midair. But Colton Eichelberger again, and he's got to get that save down, and he does it. What a move for Colton Eichelberger. The pressure is now on Scott Buteau and El Toro Loco ice as he has to sit and watch. But now the problems look like they are going to continue for Max D. Will those 2 saves be enough to get him this freestyle win?
Well, Colton was definitely on the way to setting this freestyle on fire. He had some great momentum, carrying tons of speed into these jumps, but that was a gnarly crash that he landed on the sidewalls. And you look at right here, that's where it went wrong. But he's on all 4 wheels, and there's only one left to go, and none other than Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. A little bit of top 5 action right here. He knows what he has to do, and he's coming out to beat that 9.064.
The BKT Freestyle Top 5 is up. El Toro Loco Ice still your leader. Went early on, and he has been able to keep that score and keep the lead. But Adam Anderson's going to try to take it away from Scott Buteau, and some nice air on the first jump. If there's anybody you need to be afraid of going last, it is Adam Anderson, the 5-time World Finals champion, and he has done it all in his career. This building has been both bad and good for him. When you take a look at last year, he lost the racing final to his brother, Ryan Anderson. Flash forward this year, he wins racing, now has a chance to win freestyle and trying to take the overall event championship. But if there's anybody that knows Adam Anderson, it is you, Morgan. You're on Team Gravedigger. You train with him, you drive with him. What do you think's going through his mind as he tries to beat Scott Buteau?
Well, first off, Adam doesn't care about the past. He focuses on the task at hand. He lives in the moment. He wants to make sure that all the fans understand that just because his dad's out of the Gravedigger truck doesn't mean that this Gravedigger truck is not going to go in the ground into a million pieces. He's going to do everything he can to make sure every Gravedigger fan that came here to support him and the Gravedigger team, they're going to leave happy.
And he prides himself on that. They all do. Ryan, Dennis, Kristen, and Adam all want the fans to leave happy, all want to run the truck into the ground, but it's all about what happens right now in this moment, and he accelerates off the ramp and gets a long jump and a sky wheelie, and there is a cartwheel save, never mind, a cartwheel for Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, so a nice save and a good move, a good series of events, and that is going to get these people hopping here in Nashville.
And that's what it's all about. Gravedigger, ragged edge freestyle. When you jump and you're trying to make something crazy out of something, you want to jump into the face of it. And I've learned that from Adam. I've learned that from Ryan. Everybody in the past that I've seen do some crazy stuff, you analyze things. And Adam's one of those guys that it just comes natural. And what's he lining up for now? The side of the bus. Oh!
Just sticks it up on the side of the bus and lands it perfectly. That is the first time we have seen that tonight. I think the first time we've seen that on this show. An amazing move for Adam Anderson. This is why he has 6 overall event championships. Going to try to save it again. And the luck runs out for Gravedigger. But my, oh my, what a freestyle run. And there is your new leader, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger.
Well, that was exactly textbook veteran move right there. Adam knew that he had a broke axle, so he knew that he had to just go ahead and leave without a bang. And on that move, I'm pretty sure he tried that last week in Kansas City and didn't quite get the pop that he did right then, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, he had a week to kind of analyze that and figure out what he did wrong. There's our final freestyle point standings. Adam Anderson edging out Scott Buteau with a 9.505. Some amazing moves we saw tonight. We saw some of the young rising stars in Monster Jam. Brandon Bud, Tanner Root, Alex Barden doing their thing. Bro Dozer was here celebrating that 1-year anniversary since the debut. But at the end of the night, it will belong to Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. He is your overall event champion. He continues to do it all year long. He's always in the discussion with racing. He's always there in the 2-wheel skills challenge, always there in freestyle, and always there when it comes to picking the overall event champion.
Well, especially overall event, you have to make sure that you're consistent, and Adam is that. Adam, anytime the truck holds together, Adam's the type of driver that is consistent, but I want to hear what this crew and everybody has to say down on the track.
So Team Gravedigger taking racing tonight. So, you know, you were the event champion last year here in Nashville, so it's a repeat for you back-to-back. Why is Nashville so special for Team Gravedigger?
Like I said earlier, man, these are my people. You know, I'm just from over the border in North Carolina. This feels like family right here. We all know how to have fun, so when I come to Nashville, I'm going to have some fun. And if I'm having fun, I know they're going to, man. What a great night it was. Just want to say, hey, Heavy D, what do you think about this now? Keep talking that smack, boy.
What an incredible night here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. At the end of the night, our racing winner, our freestyle winner, gets elevated to the overall event championship, spoiling the Dozer anniversary party. Morgan, it's Adam Anderson and Gravedigger.
I had the chance to talk to Adam before the pit party. He was in the zone. He knows that Nashville comes here to see Gravedigger.
Follow us on social media. Don't forget to get your tickets to the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge October 11th to 12th at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. For Morgan Kane, Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Good night from Nashville.